Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a Will They Come Back to Me reading. We've got pile 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if you take some time to pause the video maybe and meditate, find a crystal that speaks to you or a card, and I'll reveal your messages. I'm going to be live shuffling everything today, so there's going to be no cards that are preset. They're going to be all live shuffled, and we'll also be pulling some charms afterwards as well. Hi group 1, if you picked the blue lapis lazuli crystal, then this is your group. This is going to be a live shuffling pick a card, so they're not going to be like picked out as they are before. I'm going to actually shuffle them live, so if you hear the shuffling, that's me doing it. I'm actually not going to do it in front because of the position that I'm in right now is a bit weird. So let's find out if this person's going to come back to you. Hopefully you can hear that I'm shuffling. Oh, there we go. So we've got 8 of Pentacles in reverse and 7 of Cups. Let's get one more. And Knave of Swords. Okay. Let's pick some love cards as well. Okay, you've got pay attention to red flags. And we'll do a Archangel one as well. You've got the High Priestess and the World. Okay, very interesting. Okay, let's look at these then. So, first off, the World is a happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. So, this would indicate, you know, that's a good sign this person's coming back to you. But I think to me, this is also saying that there's actually a lot of things out there. There are a lot of people out there for you. So, if you're kind of stuck on one person and thinking, oh my God, it's only this one person that I want to come back, this is saying that, you know, there is more to life than that. You know, the world is very vast and, you know, there is spiritual growth and insight to be had in this situation. So, I think that you need to kind of sit down and really think about the situation. I think particularly for some of you as well, this is going to be a very hard battle for you to actually face. I think a lot of you are going to struggle with this because, you know, maybe you've had feelings for this person for a while, or the feelings are so much stronger than you ever thought they would be. So the happy ending seems so far off for you, but I think this card is here to tell you that, you know, there is a happy ending. This card wouldn't come to you if you were going to have, you know, a bad end. It's saying that there is a lot of positivity to be had from this situation. And then you have the High Priestess as well. So again, this links with spiritual growth and insight, powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information and being at peace. And what I love most about this High Priestess card is this is really about intellect and intuition. So you know, learning things, being taught things, particularly with this card, it's all about really becoming who you're meant to be. And I think alongside the World, it's so interesting because I think that with this situation, with this connection, it's not really bringing out the best in you. And I don't think it's really helping you become that person that you were always meant to be. You know, this valuable information thing, you know, learning a lesson. I think you're going to be learning an interesting lesson. I think particularly for some of you, if you start seeing infinity signs or double infinity signs, that's going to be really important to you. I'm just getting that quite strongly in my head that if you see that either on jewelry or on a logo or wherever, what have you, that's an important sign for you to remember who you are as a person and to not always aim for that happy ending, but aim for that contentment and that peace within yourself. So the World and the Priestess coming together are really quite interesting. You then got to pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And I like it when I do these live shufflings because I interpret these as they go. So do forgive me if I'm rambling a little bit. I'm just trying to interpret what I see. And, you know, this is kind of like a ghost coming back from the past, you know, a kind of a, I think this person is going to come back, but you're not going to want them to come back because I think by the time that they do come back, you're going to have done so much growth and so much work on yourself, and you're going to start to realize, oh, that thing that they did actually doesn't sit quite right with me, or they were always being like this, you know, they weren't actually that nice to me, or, you know, they're always jerking me around, or, oh my God, they had this pace of a sloth, they were always so slow with me and never really got communication as quickly and as considerately respectful as I wanted it to be. So that pay attention to the red flags, just saying when they come back, because I believe that they will, that it's time for you to be like, look, you know, go stay in the past kind of thing. And then you've got 8 of Pentacles, but you've got it in reverse. So this is what it looks like normally. And then that's what it's like there. So So, Eight of Pentacles normally in a standard like upright position is about modesty and being honest and making an effort. So in this particular reversed, I think it's that this person is not making the effort. They have not been honest with you. Again, it's pay attention to the red flags, telling you lies, again, so jerking you around. You know, they might say they're going to come back, but they never actually do. Or they say, oh, I'll give you a ring then, never give you a ring. Or, you know, it's kind of like trying to get an invite from the Queen. It's just not happening. And, you know, in this instance as well, it's just that they're not putting in that effort that you deserve. It's all about how you deserve, and you know, not being frank with you, if that makes sense. You know, they're not being openly honest as they could be. And if you can see these little like shuttlecock things, they're like little ghosts from the past, kind of like descending onto the house and burning it. It's like saying when they come back, it's going to be something that's not the situation that you want. So you kind of, obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think in this situation in particular, you know, kind of try to ward them off a little bit and be like, look, you know, I've done this work on myself. I don't really want you. You know, if they start to come back and weasel their way in, which I kind of say that word is in like, you know, they're trying to come in like a virus. It's time for them to just to shut them out, you know, block them. You know, if they've blocked you, but they're saying, oh, I'll come back one day, but then I've blocked you. Just, you know, say yikes and move on. It's like, it's not something that, you know, you deserve. And, you know, this is all about people who, when it's upright, it's normally about fast communication, and in the reverse, you're not saying it's very, very slow. This is going to be like, I'm going to take my time to come back, which I think in some strange ways might seem annoying for you right now, but is actually going to be a blessing, because by the time that they do come back, it's going to be like, who the hell are you? Like, I've moved on. Some of you might have even met other people. I do see that with the World card, you know, say there's more fish out in the sea, as people say. So kind of moving along it and being much more at peace with yourself, really. And then you've got Seven of Cups, if you can see this. I like when I get natural cards, because it says to me there's going to be something that comes that's very natural and there's growth there. And Cups is a watery, it's a watery card, so, you know, there's some emotional energy there. I really like these cup signs in particular. And this is actually about fantasy and illusions. So again, you might have felt like this person was your everything, your one, but in fact, that was somewhat of an illusion. You know, it was like a fantasy or a daydream. And it was kind of, I suppose you might feel a little bit foolish for going through with this kind of, you know, connection and being like, oh my God, I always play the fool. And I funny enough got that with the High Priestess, because it's all about intuition and intellect and learning the lesson. And again, a lot of us kind of jump straight in and then we learn the lesson afterwards, don't we? And it's hindsight's a beautiful thing. So I think it's really interesting that this card is really about fantasy and playing the fool. And it's not to say that you shouldn't get swept up in a daydream and have hope. That's a beautiful thing about love and about building up connection in the world. But really with this situation, I think it was kind of nothing more than a daydream. And again, I know this sounds really harsh and mean, and I don't mean to sound harsh and mean to you. You know what you're feeling. But I think in this situation, what I'm getting from these messages is that this person is jerking you around and playing you for a fool. And then finally, we've got Knave of Swords. Again, it kind of looks kind of beautiful but scary at the same time. And Knave of Swords, as you can see, this woman's blindfolded, but she's also got a knife, and it's kind of like on this this cave of eyes. This card is very interesting, actually. I really like this card, not because it's very beautiful, because it really is, but it's kind of about being like discreet in nature, like doing subtle things. And again, that kind of makes me think of this pay attention to the red flags, like being subtle in the way that this person's being passive aggressive with you, or, you know, kind of subtle in the way that they communicate with you. They're not overt. Again, they're not being frank and honest like the upright version of Eight of Pentacles say. They're kind of being a little bit more subtle and not so much very open. But this is also about being slightly more, I want to say vigilant. So you kind of being more aware and kind of being, you know, ready to take on what comes at you. So again, this is kind of linked with that High Priestess thing about the blindfold is going to kind of come off, and you're going to see things much more clearly than you did before. And again, I really like this crown as well, because that's like that high royal energy that you get with the High Priestess. So again, a lot of you are really intellectual, but you've kind of been blindsided by this connection, and I think it's kind of hard for you to digest that, I suppose. So let's pick a charm that kind of sums up this whole thing, or will sum up a future thing, I should say. Actually, I'll do it on camera as well so you can see it. Okay, beautiful. So we've got the comb, and this is all about self-care and like looking after yourself. So I think the situation might have left you feeling a little bit like, Damn. Again, this works well with the High Priestess about taking some time for yourself to have those powerful psychic insights, looking after yourself and looking within. I know, again, it sounds a little bit harsh sometimes these readings are, but, you know, sometimes these are things that you really do need to hear, and I hope it does help. You know, I hope it really helps you start to see things a bit more clearly and maybe start to analyse things a bit more as well. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave a comment down below if it resonates. Let me know your story. Like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you very much. And I'll move on to group 2. Bye. Hi group 2. If you picked the amethyst crystal, then this is your message. So again, I'm going to be doing live shuffling. So I'm not going to do it on camera because the position I'm at is a bit awkward. But hopefully you can hear the shuffling. I'll pick some cards. So we've got Knight of Cups. Magician, beautiful. And 9 of Wands, okay. Pick a love card as well. Oh, we've got 2 there, forgiving and learning and attraction. And then an Archangel card as well. Okay, 5 of Raphael. Beautiful, another love card. So let's look at these then. So let's begin. So, Knight of Cups, straight off the bat. Cups is a really nice card because it's normally like a love card, but it's also a water sign, so that kind of emotional energy. Maybe some of you start seeing butterflies recently, and it's kind of been like, why am I getting so many butterflies? And maybe even lots of like little tiny things around you that you've noticed, like lots of flies and just lots of like, you know, those... I can't remember what they're called. They're dandelions, you know, where they fly off and you kind of say, oh my God, if I've caught one, it's like a wish. Like you've seen a lot of those lately. And Knight of Cups is really interesting as well because this is all about an advancement, okay? So this is kind of like, yes, this person is definitely coming back. This is like a proposal of some sort. Like someone's going to come and give you an opportunity. They're going to come and give you kind of an offer of sorts. And it's going to be... a big change. This card literally means an opportunity arrives. So again, this is going to be an interesting thought about this person coming back and giving you, I think, the change that you've maybe always wanted. And I'm very skeptical about people who say they're reformed or, you know, I'm coming back as a changed man or woman. But I think in this case, this is going to be something that's actually very powerful, and it's going to be what I want to say is like a growth that you haven't expected before, and a growth that's actually very natural. It's not an artificial growth. It's going to be something that's actually really genuine this time. So if this person comes back, which I believe they will, it's kind of like going to be much more natural and genuine this time. And then you've got 9 of Wands. I think this is such a beautiful card. You see this like this 2-headed side, so again could be like a Gemini as well, kind of reaching for this water, and then on this like ladder, and there's lots of fire. And if you've noticed in all 3 of these cards there's fire, so again this is like something that's going to come in quite quickly to you, so this person might come in rather quickly, and you know, perhaps September actually, because we've got 9 as well. Maybe September would be interesting as well. So yeah, 9 of Wands, very interesting card to have. This is actually kind of all about like awaiting things, like you're awaiting something, but it's actually sometimes about deception, you know, having this hidden enemy that we don't quite see yet. But again, this actually means change as well. So again, we've got 2 cards that mean change. And, you know, in this case, this could potentially for some of you be that actually your person is deceived you in the past, and you know, they're coming back as a kind of reformed person. Or again, this could be that they've deceived you and now you're like, look, I want to move on with someone else. So this actually could have quite a few interpretations. I don't like to pin it down to just one interpretation because I think, you know, there's so many of you that watch, and you know, I don't think it can apply to just every single one of you. I think as a reader, that would be kind of ignorant to say. I know a lot of people say this resonates for me and every single person, but if you're doing a video for, let's say, 30,000, you know, dare to dream, every single person is not going to have the situation that you have because we're so complex and different. So I like to give you different interpretations that maybe you can resonate with. So yeah, this person might have deceived you, perhaps cheated on you, perhaps you know, lied to you a lot, and you know, they said, I'm going to come back as a reformed person, or maybe they haven't even said that. You're awaiting, again, this card awaiting that they will come back and give you change. But we have got this Knight of Cups, so there is some change coming. There's also an element of manifestation, because Magician, which is a beautiful, beautiful card, it's the first card in the Major Arcana, it's about manifestation. It's about everything that you kind of wanted coming towards you. So this is absolutely beautiful. So again, you're seeing butterflies, you're seeing birds, you're seeing things in nature that generally just seem kind of obscure. Like, you know, when you have a butterfly that lands on your hand and you're like, whoa, that was kind of weird. It's kind of like that. And the Magician, again, is beautiful because it's all about making things happen, you know, alchemy. This is about willpower. This is about soulmates. This is a soulmate card. But also, I always see this card as about strategy, you know, like a willpower of strategy. So this kind of you thinking about things a little bit differently, biding your time and making sure this is the right thing for you. But again, this is about feeling confident. And overall, what I love about Magicians, when I see it, I think manifestation and diplomacy. A lot of people say faith does not make good diplomacy, but I think it's sometimes good to have that awaiting feeling, to not be cynical, but to also still have that little element of hope in this situation. So I think if you've got a bit of faith and a bit of hope in this connection, keep hold of it, you know, keep hold of it. You don't have to get rid of it because there is change coming. And even if it's not the change that you're expecting, it's going to be the one that is best for you, because we're never given challenges by the universe that are not meant for us. And again, to have that Magician card is beautiful. So that's just saying to me that this person is going to come back to you in a much better and more reformed way. We've also got forgiving and learning, which again kind of links to that Nine of Wands. You know, this person might have hurt you and deceived you. If you can see this man, he's kind of pushing this woman down and she's begging, like, please just help me out here. And he's like, yeah, no, you know, he's got a thoughtless kind of look on his face. And again, you've got these ghosts from the past coming back, and it's like, there's been an element of deception here in some way or the other. And it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So again, forgiving this person comes back and, you know, it's kind of reformed, then forgive them. Forgive yourself. Maybe you were the one that kind of decided to make some changes yourself, and you need to forgive yourself. But learn something from the situation. And I mentioned that with Knight of Cups about learning things. So you kind of need to release and heal things. And again, this person's going to come back and kind of want to make more of a change with you. And I think it's up to you to kind of be less cynical about the situation. Because obviously when, you know, someone comes back, and we always say, you know, a cheater never changes its spots, or whatever they say. And you kind of think, yeah, you know, you're giving me a lot of jargon, but you're not really giving me the action. And I think it's more for you particularly is that actions, they speak a lot louder than words, because it's harder to lie when you do acting. So when you actually make an action, it's much harder to lie than it is to just say words that may not actually mean anything. So I think for you, it's to really just use your intuition with the situation. But I know there's a lot of attraction here. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And again, you've got this idea about having love in your present moment. So this idea that I think a lot of you are stuck in the past and you're not really giving this room to kind of grow into something else. It's like, I'm actually stuck in the past with this situation and I need to attract this love fully in my situation right now. So, you know, I think once you forgive this person as well, you might actually start to grow that attraction again. And I think a lot of you are obviously still, you know, hung up on this person because you're watching this video and maybe you're just kind of interested and kind of curious. Maybe some of you kind of feel a bit more attached to this person and need the guidance. And so finally, we've got Five of Raphael, which is a love card. And it says, everything happens for a reason. I just mentioned that, didn't I? That even if something doesn't go the way you want it to, it's kind of working in your favour. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So you just saw that I did this live shuffling and they all work so well together, which is why I love doing live shuffling, and I love doing the personal readings for people too. Searching for the silver lining. So, you know, kind of searching for that hope. You know, I was saying about faith makes for terrible diplomacy. I don't also believe that. Releasing regret, you know, releasing that idea of, you know, not forgiving people and embracing an opportunity for happiness. Again, Knight of Cups literally means opportunities. So you're going to have this person coming back to you, giving you a much more pleasant opportunity for the future, which is actually really nice. And as you can see, you've got these gifts. And I think this woman's like walking away as if she's trying to be above this all, but I think it's actually going to be more the fact that it doesn't have to be like that. So it's very, very interesting, I think, to see it in that angle. So let's pull a charm. Oh, I got two. Oh, okay, so we've got the dragon. I mentioned about fast energy, so dragon's about fire. So, yep, fire, fast energy coming into you quickly. So this person is coming into you very quickly, and the starfish is beautiful as well. Starfish is actually more about being slightly more relaxed with the situation, but also starfish is, interestingly enough, if you look deep down into like the mythology, which is kind of weird to say about a starfish, the mythology of starfish is they actually mean divine love. So it's actually really interesting to see that. I think this person is actually important to you I think this person is important to you on such a deep level, because we've got that magician card, which is like the soulmate card, and you know, I think that they are perhaps worth giving a second chance to in some kind of way. So I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you a little bit of clarity. And if you did like it, you know, please like and comment and subscribe. You know, please comment down your story if it resonated. You know, what kind of things you're going through, what you're hoping for, that kind of thing. And yeah, I'll move on to group 3. Thank you very much. Hi group 3, I hope you're well. If you picked this dark green crystal, which I actually can't really remember what it is from now actually, because I'm pretty bad at crystals to be fair, but it's a green crystal anyway. If you pick this crystal, then I will do your messages now. I'm going to be live shuffling. I'm going to do it off camera, because if I do it on, it's going to be really bizarre and everything's going a bit weird, but hopefully you can hear that I'm shuffling. So yeah, let's get on with it. So we've got Knight of Wands, Judgment, and the Chariot in reverse. Okay, and we'll do a love card. Honeymoon. Let your friends help you. And then we'll do an Archangel one as well, which kind of gives us a bit more of a detailed kind of idea. So we've got 5 of Michael. And we got the High Priestess again from group 1. Okay, so some kind of intellectual intuition to be to be had here. So we'll move those just there, and we'll do the tarot cards first. Okay, so straight off the bat we've got the Chariot, but we've got it in reverse. So normally the Chariot is the quickest pace card in the deck of the major arcana, and this is interesting to have it in reverse because that means slow. So this person, you know, it's going to be a slow kind of slog to kind of get to you. And also Chariots are also about, you know, being successful, being motivated and inspired. So again, there's might be that element that this person doesn't really feel that motivated to be with you. They might not feel like there's an element of, you know, inspiration. So this card is kind of saying to me that this person can't really be bothered to make the effort with you. They can't really be bothered to come back. And it sounds really harsh, but it's kind of like what the reversal is saying to me, is because normally when that's upright, that's a really positive sign. And also I always see it as like 2 people coming together. And the fact that it's in reverse is like there's been a disjoint here, like a disconnect. And so I think this person is, you know, if they do come back to you, which I think might be actually unlikely, it's going to be like super, super slow. So it's not going to be straight away. So it's kind of like don't hold your breath type of thing, really. And then we've got Knight of Wands, which is really interesting. I always see Knight of Wands as being like, you are the key to your own kind of life, if that makes sense. Because you can see this key here and the treasure chest and the tower. It's like you are the key to finding the gifts that build the foundation of who you are. And we've also got these like little ghosties as well, which kind of say, you know, letting things from the past go. And they're kind of going towards the light, which is actually really nice because it's kind of saying that there is like an element of hope in this situation. And I think Knight of Wands is also a really interesting card in itself, because this is all about journey and advancement and kind of going into, I would say actually a unique situation. Actually, I think you're going to be faced with some interesting challenges ahead. This is a journey into the unknown, which again is really scary. I know it's quite scary, but this is actually something that's going to give you a nice challenge that will advance you as a person, which I think is why we got this High Priestess card. So this also means absence as well. So again, it works with that reverse of the Chariot. This person's absent from you. I don't think this person's going to come back to you. And again, if they do, it's going to be like super, super slow. So I don't think it's going to be like, oh, they're coming back tomorrow kind of thing. And then you've got Judgment. Just there's a lot going on in this card, if you can see. Lots of birds and animals and these raccoons. And if raccoons are kind of like, I think they're sweet and cute, but they're kind of seen as like, you know, vultures, aren't they? They like go after, they eat trash, they eat anything really. So it's kind of like a person that just they kind of do anything and they don't really care what people think. Again, this judgment, they don't care that people judge them, they just go and do it. And it's kind of like, I think this person is slightly thoughtless with you, and they have been thoughtless with you. And I think you've been I think you felt that they've been slightly insensitive towards you sometimes. It's been like, you don't really care about how I feel, do you? And it's been difficult for you. And again, I think this let your friends help you situation is that this is a situation you've asked your friends about so many times, and they've been like, look, this is how it is. And maybe you've not listened. You've got this blindfold on this person. This blindfold. It's like, I can't really see the situation for what it is. And again, your friends are kind of there to help you see the situation as it is. But judgment is actually, it's actually about being alone. So again, we've got a lot of these, as you saw, I live shuffled these cards linked together. So you've got this Chariot in reverse, which is like a slow growth of someone who can't really bother to make the effort, and almost like, they're not really coming in. Then you've got this Knight of Wands, which is about absence and going into the unknown. And then you've got Judgment, which is all about being alone. It's actually about being unkind. So someone who's actually being unkind towards you, and is somehow, it's actually really funny because it means like delay as well. Like there's been a delay in things. So again, if this person does come back, it's really not going to be very soon. And when it does, it might be quite shocking to you actually, because you've got this bell, and I always see this bell as like a ringing a shocking message. So again, this might actually become as a bit of a shock to you in some ways. And I actually like to give lots of different interpretations because, like I say, if 30,000 people watch a video, it doesn't actually resonate with every single one of them. So I like to give different interpretations so you can see different interpretations. So for some of you, this person's not coming back at all. And for others, it might be that they come back, but it's going to be on a delay, and it's going to be like, whoa, you kind of took your time so much, I've forgotten about you. You took your time so much, I don't really care. I've moved on to something else now. And you got this honeymoon card, which suggests to me, some of you are going to be moving on. You're ready to move on. You're ready to enjoy this time. And it's so weird to say, how can I have a honeymoon period with nobody? But sometimes it's nice just to have that really special time with yourself. And we know that because we have this High Priestess card, which I got in group 1. This is about powerful psychic insights. So again, looking in towards yourself and saying, this is how I am. This is how I feel in this situation. And reflecting, learning a lesson and being taught, and kind of, it says being at peace. It's really interesting to kind of see it from that kind of angle of being like, I don't really need the happiness. I just need that peaceful contentment time, that honeymoon period where I just feel like everything's kind of great. And I think the kind of pause, the kind of delay will help you realize that. And again, just like group 1, it might be that, you might actually, by the time they come back, you don't really want them anymore. Because you've got 5 of Michael, and it says this situation doesn't serve you. So again, this person is not serving you for the greatest good. Release your attachment and consider taking a more uplifting approach. And I like that uplifting approach thing because it's like, taking some time to look after yourself with the honeymoon card, spending time with your friends, going shopping, just kind of having that really nice space with each other, but releasing an attachment to the outcome. And, it's kind of interesting because the more we attach to things and the more we want them, the more we're like, when are you going to love me, love me, love me? It's like, I know, especially for some of you, if you're interested in a man, it drives men crazy. They don't like it. They don't like people battering them all the time because it's like, you're crowding me and I don't like it. So, and sometimes even when you're like, but I haven't even spoken to them. Oh, trust me, they can just feel it in the air. They feel it in the air. So that's about what it's linking about manifestation and law of attraction. This situation doesn't serve you. So for some of you, I'm afraid to say that this kind of connection isn't really going to happen for you. They're not going to come back, or if they do, it's a situation that you shouldn't be going on. There's nothing in this deck that's saying this is a good thing for you. So I hope that does help. Maybe that's the message that some of you needed to hear. I'm sorry if it's not the message you wanted to hear. Just take what resonates, really. I'm not the master of all, but I hope these messages do link. And again, you saw that I live shuffled all these cards and they link so well together, so that has to mean something. And then I'll pull a charm. So let's actually do it on camera. Okay, so we've got a compass. Okay, I really like this because you've got, actually it landed on the Knight of Wands, which is all about journey into the unknown. I love when things like this happen. And I like that they link together here. You know, going into a journey on the unknown. I think at the moment it's quite scary for some of you. I think you might not feel like you're ready to take this step of, you know, moving on from this person, but I think it's definitely the step that you need to take. And this is all about, you know, seeing new horizons as well, working on things that actually, you know, promote you and help you. And I like that because judgment actually, some of the meanings actually mean to promote something. So, you know, promotion and work, you know, you're advancing yourself in an actually really nice way. But you're journeying into the unknown with this situation in particular, but you have the key to the treasure chest. So you are the person that will help you out of this, and then also letting your friends help as well. So if you did like that, please like and comment your situation and if it resonates, and please subscribe. I hope it helped. Again, I'm sorry if this is not the message that you want to hear, but I think it's the one that you need to hear. And, you know, as you saw, I live shuffled these, so, you know, it happens to be that they all work together, and that has to mean something. So I hope that does help you. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be on to group 4. Bye. Hi group 4, if you picked this chunky rose quartz crystal, then this is your message. I'm going to be live shuffling today, so everything's going to be kind of very much for you. I'm going to be doing it off camera because I can't do it at this moment because the cards go everywhere because of the position I'm in. So hopefully you can hear that I am shuffling off camera though. So let's go. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, we've got some flying out there. Wheel of Fortune, gorgeous. Oh, okay. We've got King of Swords and the Hanged Man. I had 3 cards for all of the groups, but I always take an extra one if I'm given one because that's what Spirit wants me to do. And we'll do a love card. Soulmate. Beautiful. And then an Archangel card. The soulmate card seems slightly conflicting with some of those messages, but we'll dive in and see. I like doing the live shufflings because I have to interpret it on camera. Perspective. I'll take one more. 3 of Raphael. Beautiful. Okay, let's look at the tarot cards to begin with. So we have got King of Wands, Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, and 2 of Pentacles. So let me look at the King of Wands first. So King of Wands, this is what it looks like upright, but obviously we've got it in reversed. So in its upright position, King of Wands normally means someone who's very honest and disciplined and quite friendly. So this promotes to me that this person has been maybe lying to you over something. Perhaps that's why, you know, they left you, you know, they left that connection. I don't want to say break up because I know for some of you, you might not actually have been together. So everybody's connection is different. So I want to be respectful of that. So they might have left this situation, and maybe have been, you know, not as frank and honest with you about this situation. So they maybe lied. They haven't really been like, what I would say, looking after you, if that makes sense, because the King of Wands is like a fatherly thing. So it's kind of like about this person's not really that emotional support that you might have wanted. So this is just kind of a background to saying that there's not been that honesty and emotional support that you might have craved in a connection. And in fact, this person's kind of been slightly like up in the air, you know, very, you know, hot and cold, going this way, going that way. You never really know what you're doing with them because it's like you are the most unorganized, undisciplined person ever. So, you know, maybe that resonates for some of you as well. Maybe you felt a little bit like scatterbrained from the situation. You feel like you're everywhere. You don't know where you're coming or going. But the King of Wands kind of promotes to me that this person hasn't been that honest and that supportive with you. Then you have got the Hanged Man. As you can see, there's got this man hanging upside down. And then you've got these birds and you've got this bat. And that's like someone, I always see that's someone like leeching off of you. You know, someone trying to suck your blood. The Hanged Man is actually interesting because that's all about being abandoned. So maybe, like I say, because this person hasn't given you the emotional support that you wanted, you felt slightly abandoned by the situation. It's like, how could you just leave me? How could you just leave without saying anything? How could you leave the situation when I felt so strongly about it? And it's interesting as well because the Hanged Man is also about having a transition in life. So again, I really like that we've got the Hanged Man and Wheel of Fortune because these are 2 major arcanas. That's kind of saying to me that there is going to be a really nice transition in life, you know, a spin of the wheel, as it were. But this is also about improving yourself as well and kind of surrendering to the divine. So I think, you know, some of you might have had some, it's kind of, I think for some of you, it might have been a bit shock for you this person left, you know. It's like, what the hell? Like, I was not expecting that. And now you've left me kind of feeling a bit in a ricochet. For some of you, you feel bored. You're like, I feel bored without you. Like, you were just something that actually made me feel excited. And now I feel bored and unmotivated for myself, undisciplined. I don't really feel like I can do anything without you. And for some of you, this card is saying you need to kind of be reborn. And this situation is going to be reborn. And it's interesting because I'm trying to interpret the messages as they come. We've got the soulmate cards for saying this person is, you know, going to come back into your life in some kind of way or the other. Because soulmates don't always end up together. As sad as it is, you know, they don't always end up together. But a lot of the time it's like that kind of connection that you can't forget. And then the Wheel of Fortune is kind of the more positive side, as you can see. Again, we've got these like birds and, you know, this tower, you know, things being broken and being reborn. Lots of really interesting things. This weird like rabbit and a squid. Like bizarreness, you know, this man and a fish, like a merman. It's kind of like becoming things you never thought you had to become. But Wheel of Fortune, what I love most about having this with the soulmate card is that this is all about destiny and fate. This is all about having destiny and fate together. Beautiful. And it's also about, you know, again, spinning the wheel and, you know, this outcome, this conclusion. So I think this person's going to come in rather quickly because we have a lot of fire here. We've got some sort of fire here and some fire here. And it's kind of like the idea this person is going to come and shock you. We've also got this sun as well. It is in reverse, but it's still sun. But we've got the sun in up right here. So again, I like to see this as like, this is maybe the past and this is going to be the future. Okay. Because I like that they gave me an even number because I don't like odd numbers very much for some reason. But I like this, and 444 is a really nice true love angel number as well. So to have that hangman about this transition into life, and you're transitioning kind of like I'm spinning the wheel and finding out. And again, you're going to have an outcome coming to you very soon. You're going to learn about this. And again, what I like about this is even though the tower is broken in here, the house is upright. It's not on fire. Normally, when things go wrong, the house is on fire. But this is saying that actually the house is like strong. So there's going to be an element of stability coming towards you with this as well. And then let's look at Two of Pentacles. Kind of looks scary with this skull and money. Pentacles normally means money. But in this situation, I don't want to analyze it as that. This is normally about new things coming. Sometimes it can be like new trouble, but I don't want to see it as that way because, again, we've got some nicer cards here. This is about like a new horizon, a new project, as it were. And actually, I see this as being like about worry. So I think you worry about the situation a lot. And I think the Wheel of Fortune is saying that you shouldn't really worry about it because it's destiny and fate that this person's coming towards you. So it's like, you know, actually, you know, I think it's very interesting. I want to order these differently because I don't see it as that way. I see this as a linear progression. I see it as like this, and then the Wheel of Fortune is the last one because we have the soulmate card. It's like you have to go through a lot of shiza to get to the soulmate card, to get to the Wheel of Fortune, because I think for some of you, it's been like such an uphill struggle, and it's like a new trouble arising every corner they go around, but it's going to be a nice outcome. There's nothing really saying this is going to be a bad outcome, because again, we've got this Wheel of Fortune, which I think is beautiful. And again, I'm really happy that the angels gave us 4 cards for this, because now we can interpret it as such. So yeah, beautiful. So let's look at the Archangel cards, which gives a bit more of thing. Perspective, again, kind of seeing things differently. There's a better way. Pause, reflection, insight, dare to be different. I really like this as well, because with the Wheel of Fortune, I always see it as about people being slightly different, because, you know, you've got these, you know, I just said that about that merman and the squid rabbit, you know, people being different and kind of taking a different avenue. There's more than one way to go about connections, you know. And again, do you know what I love about this as well? Again, I like to interpret these. This man is like falling downwards, and so is this man here as well. So it's like going downwards, like, and you know, the circus. And do you know what? Yeah, again, these things, you've got these stripes here, and then you've got the circus on the top. Being a bit different, you know, being a bit wild. Maybe just like stepping out your comfort zone. Maybe that's saying in this connection, you need to step out your comfort zone a little bit. Kind of being a bit more, I don't know, just a bit more like pulling things down, like being more of a confident person of who you are, and there's a better way. And just having some reflection, having some time on your own. And then we've got 3 of Raphael, which is a love card, Reasons to celebrate. So again, we've got this idea of celebrating. Happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So again, we've got this happy announcement linked to the Wheel of Fortune. So I think the situation has caused you a bit of grief perhaps, but I think in the future, it's not going to be that way. I think this person is going to come to you. And what I really like as well is I do this live shuffling so you can see that these were all random. But in fact, we've got the rose quartz, which actually means love as well. And I always see it as like a soulmate thing. And I love this kind of crystal. So for some of you, maybe buy a rose quartz and put it underneath your pillow and kind of bring things closer towards you. But let's pull a charm. I've got a few there. I have the X. Oh my god, again, this is so funny. I got the X, and as you can see there's an X on the Wheel of Fortune card. I just did that with the last deck. It's really interesting as well because X is in and X is coming back as well. So this is definitely a person that was maybe your ex. We've got this, which is kind of, I don't know if you can focus that there. Maybe you can't see that. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. That's like 2 love hearts. So again, like 2 people coming together. We've got the comb, which is all about self-care and grooming. Again, that works that perspective, looking after yourself, pausing for reflection, pausing to just take time for yourself and just looking after yourself. And again, I like that cocktail charm as well, because that says, you know, you are taking some time to have that metaphorical cocktail on the beach. But again, we've also got this boat in the distance of the 3 of Raphael, which just says, you know, traveling. And also what I find interesting is that in 2 of these cards, we've got like these mermaids. So I think maybe going to the sea is really important for some of you, like being around water, going to the beach is actually going to be something that makes you feel like you have perspective on things. And then finally, I moaned about not having the sun in upright, but we have got the sun charm, which is like the most beautiful charm you can get in a deck. It's like success. It's 2 people that come together in a natural way. It's my soulmate charm. So to have that together is beautiful. So I think this is going to be a really nice connection for you guys. I think you shouldn't worry too much about it. It's kind of predestined, I would say, and there's going to be a lot going on with it. But I think just take some time to kind of pause and have reflection and celebrate and, you know, have time with your family and friends and just enjoy your life generally. So I hope that helps. Please comment down below, you know, your situation, if it resonates, anything that jumps out to you. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend if you're watching on the weekend, or a wonderful week whenever you're watching it. Thank you very much.